Hi, kids. I don't know if you noticed from our Bible reading today from Acts, but Jesus gives some very simple instructions to his followers that stuck out to me. He said, "Go home and wait." But before we do that, let's remind ourselves where we're at in this story. Last week, we talked about the story of Easter, that Jesus died on the cross, rose from the dead. And now here we are. We're much later in the story. It's been about 40 days. Jesus has been walking and talking. He's been eating and laughing with his friends and sharing stories. And as he does this, I am sure that the sadness and the pain and the fear was being released from their hearts. They were being recreated by this story. And as that is happening, Jesus does something very remarkable and unexpected. He ascends into heaven. And as he ascends, he gives them some instructions. He says, I want you to share this message that my life is your life, that my forgiveness is like clean, pure, unending water. It's our source of life. But before you share that message, go home and wait. And that is where we're going to pick up the story in the Storybook Bible today on page 326. It goes like this. Jesus' friends and helpers huddled together in a stuffy upstairs room. Even though it was sunny outside, the shutters were closed. The door was locked. Wait in Jerusalem, Jesus had told them. I'm going to send you a special present. God's power is going to come into you. God's Holy Spirit is coming. So here they were, waiting. Actually, mostly what they were doing was just being scared and hiding. You can't blame them. Their best friend had left. The important people and leaders were after them, and Jesus had given them a job they didn't know how to do. As they waited, they were praying and remembering how from the beginning, God had been working out his secret rescue plan. And I just love this picture here depicted in the Bible of Jesus' friends and followers huddled together. It just gives me hope because it reminds me that the people in these stories were just regular people like you and me. I'm sure as they were waiting, there were days where they were united and ready for the next step in God's plan, gathered together in prayer. And then I'm sure they had their down days where they were huddled together and they were afraid and they didn't know what was to come. And that just reminds me of my life and my family right now as we're at home with simple instructions to stay home and wait. And as we hit the pause button on this story in Acts, I just want to remind you that this is not the end of this story. Things are about to change for the people of God in Acts, and it is very exciting. But today is a day of waiting for them. And let's be reminded today that as we wait, God is knitting our hearts together around his word and knitting ourselves together in prayer as we gather through Sunday morning worship and other times together in his word. As we wait, God is knitting us together.